Yo, 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 man, what's good, man? This is Teal, MBS Central. Usually, you got just in the day franchise here, but right now I'll be taking over for tonight's show, man. Tonight's MBS show. I'm back. I'm glad to be back. I brought a special guest with me from the Rise Up Family Network. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Um, I'm Andre the Torch Robinson, man. I'm the fire starter. I'm the one that's I guess setting some fires ablazing as of recent. Nevertheless, I'm on MBS. Nothing but sports, baby. That's how I like it. Nothing but sports. No bullshit. Let's get it.
All right, man. So for before we start, tell them about a couple of your shows that you guys have on that you're on from the Rise Up Family Network.
Well, first and foremost, again, I'm gonna shout out my brother, who whose birthday is today. Someone who influenced the beginning of the Rise Up Family. Died about 4 or 5 years ago from gun violence. Um, that's how it started. It started with a selfie stick in the table. I'm like, hey, listen, I've seen enough evil in my life, seen enough, negativity in my life. Let's do something different. Um, you know, it's all about overcoming the odds, obstacles, things that you go through, adversity, things of that nature. And we did just that. Rise Up Family started 2017. Started doing sports shows. Putting things together. Got up with a couple of good people who believed. Um, and then from there it was just motivation, ambition, the desire to want to bring people together in a positive manner. And with that, they'll go Rise Up, and then it turned into what it has now. So I'm excited for all those who have been a part, that genuinely support and that have been around. If you know anything like we know, we've influenced a lot of people in a positive manner as far as supporting people, giving people advice, things of that nature, shows, starting shows, getting people through things that they've dealt with. You know, that's something that can't be taken away. And I want to shout out all those that, support Rise Up Family and has been around Rise Up Family and that has diligently, surrounded themselves around good people. You guys deserve the kudos. I'm just somebody who just started something that, hopefully for years down the line, my sons and them can take and affect positive change.
No doubt, man. Make sure you go check them out. Check his show out, Monday Night Madness, every Monday. So I'll definitely be on there. But with that being said, man, we're gonna start off with our very first topic for tonight, and making the headlines is the NBA, man. So we're gonna talk about some KD right now, man. So Draymond Green recently did an interview with Kevin Durant, and he basically spilled everything. So right now, it looks like from the interview that I got from KD, that it was more blame towards the management and head coach Steve Kerr, man. So from what you've seen from that interview, who do you think's to blame for KD leaving the Warriors?
Well, so with greatness, with coming, putting things in perspective, putting great people together, you're gonna have some backlash here and there, some disagreements. When you got titans around you like Draymond Green, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, KD, those are titans to me. All of them have been titans in the NBA in some way, shape, or form. So when you got 4 or 5 titans together, trying to come together for one common goal, you're gonna have a little backlash. And to be very honest with you, it's just on how you handle it, how you overcome it, how you know uh, affect positive again, positive reinforcement to the situation at hand. So to be honest with you, I think the blame with that being said is on everybody. I think it's on Stephen Curry. He's supposed to be the leader of the team. I mean, I've never even seen him in between this situation whatsoever. Klay Thompson, where you at? You know what I mean? Steve Kerr, where you at? You the coach. Now, that's something I do know about as far as coaching is concerned. For somebody who's coached AAU basketball, high school basketball, may not be NBA, but I've coached enough to know that, the coach has to set a certain precedent and has to be, the culture or part of the culture. And Steve Kerr, I didn't hear much from Steve Kerr. And from what Draymond and KD saying, Steve Kerr really didn't do nothing. He pretty much passed it by. They tried to coddle KD in a nutshell by giving Draymond a suspension or whatever the case may be. I don't know how that helps really build any type of chemistry on a team. Giving one player a suspension for dealing with another player, that kind of doesn't really make the situation any better. And then Bob Myers. Let me say this. I'm gonna go on the air and say this, and anybody who disagree with me can hit me on my inbox, whatever the case may be. You know where we at. Me and Keto gonna be around for a while, so you can hit me. What they gained in analytics with Steve Kerr is what they lost in Mike Jackson, as far as being the man who was in the locker room, a motivator, somebody who was a coach of men who brung people together and had that type of energy as far as building up character. You lost that in Mark Jackson, and you gained analytics, which obviously won them championships, but that's what you lost. I guarantee you, if Mark Jackson was the coach, this doesn't go that far. I promise. It doesn't go that far.
Yeah, man. I think everybody deserves the blame. I don't know why it's getting brought back up. Like this has been discussed plenty times, and there was different stories and narratives behind it. But like you said, man, I think everybody deserves the blame at the end of the day. Everybody gets the piece of the blame.
Everybody.
I think Draymond, for him, I don't know how he did the interview. He deserves someone to blame too, But I'm glad he was able to patch things up with KD. I mean, I imagine if they were able to patch things up before, maybe KD would have stayed with the Golden State Warriors. But I think everybody's to blame, not just. I just didn't like the fact they pinpointed, certain individuals, but I do think everybody deserves a blame, not just one particular person.
Well, let's be clear. Let's be clear on this. They did this while they're still playing, though.
Yeah,
they're playing on two different coasts now.
Yeah,
he's in Brooklyn, and he over here in San Francisco in the Bay.
Yeah,
and they still playing, and they was able to come together and do this interview. I thought that was cool. Max Kellerman said it really, really well when they had the whole thing. For this to happen while they're playing, when you seen this back in the day, they didn't do that until after they had retired. There's players who haven't come to other players who had issues with players until after they done retired already. So for them to actually do this while they're still playing shows a lot of intestinal fortitude, to be very honest with you, and it should not be missed. That should not be missed or go awry. That needs to be respected.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're definitely right about that. So we're going to move on over to our very next topic, and it is about how much will it impact the Warriors, the upcoming season, man. So where you're at with this?
So timeline is super important. I tell people, pay attention to the timeline and certain things. If you want to know something, just follow the timeline. So let's talk about a little bit what happened before this interview all of a sudden with Draymond and KD. Well, let's be clear. Let's be reminded that the Warriors were in the play-in this year against the Lakers, in which this season Draymond Green is on notice. Okay, the king of the triple single, but being really good on defense is on notice as of right now. Draymond, you got to score the ball more. Stephen Curry could have used it this year. He could have used the scoring. He wasn't scoring. The organization called him out on scoring. Said, hey, Draymond, I need you to go back to being the scorer. Even when Clay come back, which you know he's coming back with a vengeance. We need you to score the ball more. Then all of a sudden this interview comes out. You don't think that Draymond Green may just be a tad bit annoyed by the fact that the organization called him out? Just a tad bit. I don't even want to blow it up because it could be bigger than what we think, but it could be minute. With that being said, I'd rather take the minute route and say, you don't think he's a tad bit annoyed? And then all of a sudden, here comes the interview with him and KD. Know what this tells me in a way? Minutely, if this season doesn't go well, exactly. If this doesn't go well, follow the dots. Dun, 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 dun. Draymond Green may be out of Golden State after this season.
Draymond Green would be an idiot to leave Golden State.
Surely. But guess what? We've seen more idiotic things.
if Draymond Green leaves Golden State, he ain't going to be successful. I mean, I think this system fits him perfectly. If he goes to somewhere like let's say if he goes to Philadelphia or even a place like the Brooklyn Nets, dude, he won't be the player that he is that we know from Golden State, and he's set up for success there. Like the pieces are right, he's in the right system, so I don't see why Draymond should even jeopardize this at all, man. I think he's in the perfect situation, but the timeline that's set right now, everything's set up. I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors trade Draymond, man. And Draymond has, I think not this year, but the previous year, he was in a lot of trade rumors. And the Warriors, they're ready to package Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman, maybe a couple of their first round picks. Don't be surprised if Draymond gets added.
Bet not package him for Ben Simmons. I know that. You bet not package them for Ben Simmons.
Oh, don't get me started with Ben Simmons, especially what they want back in return.
Let them drown. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let them drown.
Come on, man. Philadelphia talking about they want like 3 first-round picks for Ben Simmons.
Let them drown. You made the choice to get Ben Simmons. We've been talking about Ben Simmons for years. Whose man's is this? William Heck. It's me. Draymond is the heart and soul of that team.
Yeah, man. So as far as Draymond goes, I think you're right, man. He is the hardest soul of that team, and I think Golden State is the perfect situation for him. So I see no point of him going to anywhere else. I would be surprised if the Warriors trade him. I'm pretty sure teams will use Draymond the right way if they do end up moving him. But that's crazy though, man. I can't believe we're talking.
So Keto, can you please let me address William Heck real quick? Let me address you first and foremost, sir. What you just said is obvious. That is the most obvious thing in the world. We know Draymond Green is the heart and soul. He's been the heart and soul for years. But being the heart and soul has nothing to do with scoring the basketball, sir. It has nothing to do with that. You could be the heart and soul and average a triple single, sir.
Hold on, Dre. I'm going to bring a special guest on really quick. Hold on. So
special guest.
I mean, but I apologies, man. This is the actual host of the NBS show, Justin. Dre,
Recognize.
I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Justin. He's actually been
Yes.
on your guys' trivia show.
I've known Justin for what's good, Justin? What's poppin'?
What's going on, man? Former winner of your trivia show, by the way.
Shout
All
out
right,
to
man.
Deadeye, man.
Listen, phenomenal. I just appreciate you, supporting everything we've done, being a supporter for.
We appreciate you coming on to the NBS show, man. It's much love, man. We appreciate you coming on.
Always. But I just want to be honest with you, Justin. I think you can agree with me when I say Draymond got to score the ball more.
I mean, he does. But I do agree with when they say that he's the heart and soul of it. Like, I don't believe you have to be a scorer to be that leader on a team. There've been many players throughout the league, throughout history, who have not scored many points, but have been the heart and soul of a team that's kept the team together. We all talk about role playing. Every star, like LeBron, has these role players. They're not there to score 20, 30 points a game.
Correct.
They're there to play a certain role. And Draymond Green, he plays a certain role. He does what he does. He does it pretty well. I mean, sometimes the role is to get a lot of fouls and texts, but it is what it is.
Jay Bailey said it perfectly. He's an offensive liability. He is. Just because you don't need 5 players to score. If I'm a coach and I put you on the floor and you're open, I have the confidence that you're going to hit that jump shot, that you're going to effectively score the basketball. What? Like,
he can play defense.
Make this make sense, bro. Make it make sense.
He can play defense, though.
He can. Oh, yes, he's definitely.
And there's been many, Dennis Rodman, Ron Artest. These guys wasn't scorers, but they were beasts, on the court and played defense, and that was really something that was important to their team.
Correct. And Dennis Rodman chose not to score. Let's be clear on that. It's not that Dennis Rodman can't score. He chose not to score. I mean, Dennis Rodman has had multiple games. Right. Because Dennis Rodman chose. He's had plenty of games where he scored 0 points but got 25 rebounds.
Yep.
But that's not what the Warriors needed last season. Ben Wallace, they didn't need scoring. Listen, they didn't need last season. They needed scoring from Draymond. And the reason why is because of all the injuries that they had last year. They needed Draymond when he had open shots.
Role players are if you ask a role player to be something they're not, they can't be that. There are players that make millions of bucks and go from team to team, win championships, who can't score the ball, but they can make a big bucket when they need to. They can make a big stop when they need to. They specialize in something. And if you ask a specialist, a defensive specialist, to be an offensive player, then you never win championships that way.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. Draymond has scored the ball multiple times. Again, I mean, a perfect example. Game 6 of the finals when they lost to Cleveland, Draymond put up 34. I mean, Game 7 when they lost, Draymond put up numbers. It's not that Draymond can't put up numbers. Again, I agree. When Draymond's open, he needs to take the shot. He needs to take those shots and stop being passive. He does. He's got to. Because, again, last year, with the team the way it was, with a bunch of G Leaguers and Stephen Curry at 33, averaging 31, Draymond needed to take those shots. You did not have Klay Thompson last year. Obviously, KD departure. Kelly Oubre was injured half the time. And in the most valuable games, Kelly Oubre was gone. Somebody who gave you 19 on the floor. So who got to make that up? Somebody got to make that up.
But teams are double teaming Curry because they know that Draymond can't make that shot. They will leave him open and let him shoot that 3 before letting Curry go single covered.
All right, guys. All right, guys. Let's move on over to the next topic. Justin, you are the host of the show. You want to lead the
No,
rest of the topic?
you're good, man. You're doing such a great job as co-host. Go ahead, man.
All right, man. So the next up, we're gonna move on to some football. So ranked by ESPN, these are the top 5 running backs going into this season. At number 5, Derrick Henry. 4, Alvin Kamara. 3, Saquon Barkley. 2, Dalvin Cook. And number 1, Christian McCaffrey. So, do you guys agree with this?
Justin, go ahead first. I'll be right back. I promise you.
This is my problem. I don't have a problem with the skill set of it. The thing is, the top 3 have been injured most of the year last year. So until you can show me that you can stay on the field, I don't believe that you should be number 1, number 2, and number 3. And then you're putting Henry at number 5. You're talking about a guy that almost rushed for 2,000 yards at number 5 under 3 guys who didn't play. I mean, Barkley and C-Mac didn't play 90% of the season last year, and Cook played about half of it. And you're going to put them above the beast, Derrick Henry? Yeah, I get that, the Titans' new offense is going to look like it's going to be more passing. But at the end of the day, for you not to say that Derrick Henry is not the best running back in the NFL, I think that's wrong, man. I think they got the top 5 right. I don't think they have it in the right order, though. What do you think, Kale?
I don't think Nick Chubb. I mean, I don't think.
Don't say Nick Chubb.
I don't think Saquon Barkley should be in that list. Like you said, man, that dude's been injury prone. And that's what exactly I was gonna say. I think Nick Chubb should be top 5. I'll have him right at number 5. I think Alvin Kamara, I think he should definitely be moved up. I think for him, he's ranked too low. Kamara, he does a little bit of everything. And I asked people this question a while back ago. Like I asked over like 30 people that I know sports for a fact. And I asked them, can somebody that don't rush for 1,000 yards be a top 5 running back? And majority of the people that said, yeah, you can, unless your name is Alvin Kamara. And I feel like Alvin Kamara, he is a top 5 running back. I think when he runs, he's different. He's on a different level. And then when he catches the ball off the backfield, it's just different with him, man. So I think the Alvin Kamara is definitely, higher than a 4. I would at least move him up at a 3. Derrick Henry, I think what ESPN did, that was disrespectful for him to be at number 5. If it was me, man, I would move Derrick Henry probably to number 1. I think Derrick Henry number 1. I think you said it a while back ago. You thought Henry should have been MVP last season over Aaron Rodgers, and Derrick Henry, man, he's been balling. He's been a problem though, man. I think Derrick Henry, he's ranked way too low. I think he's given this list.
Did I hear that right?
Yeah, and Nick Chubb should be on here.
You think he's too high?
Who, Derrick Henry?
No, I want to know what Dre's opinion is because his face right now is saying.
No, I heard Aaron Rodgers, and I heard another name. What name should have been MVP over Aaron?
Henry. King Henry.
Henry.
King Henry.
Yeah. Dre over here is a big Packers fan. So
no. And I'm gonna be unbiased about this. I'm just gonna put 2 things out there. Number 1, I bang with Derrick Henry, but can you tell me who made Derrick Henry? I just want to know who made Derrick Henry. Who made Derrick Henry successful?
LaFleur.
Who?
LaFleur.
Yes. Of course. LaFleur made him successful, right? Now let me first of all, I had to so we could connect it. So Matt LaFleur comes to Green Bay, right? Aaron Rodgers is 37, right? 37. He passes for what? 4,800 yards, almost 50 touchdowns this year with who? A wide receiver that was injured for a whole month with MVS who catch and drop radius is probably at Katy Perry songs. I mean, hot and cold. I mean, Alan Lazard, who couldn't stay healthy, and this guy put up numbers like that at 37. I don't know if I'm putting Derrick Henry's 2,000 yards over him.
Every year for the last 10 years, we've seen a quarterback performance in that same ratio, around the same amount of touchdowns, yards, all that. Every year we had Patrick Mahomes of the year. Yes, we had Patrick Mahomes the year before that. But the thing is,
what was Lamar's numbers?
The last time,
what was Lamar's numbers?
Huh?
What was Lamar's numbers?
Lamar Jackson?
Yes.
What, this year?
No, sir. I'm going by what you just said. You said that the MVP has had Patrick Mahomes or these type of numbers every year, right?
I think you're on mute. I think Justin's on mute right now.
I just want to make sure I heard him correctly.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can.
Okay, I said every year the NFL has had those kind of numbers. You've had 4 or 5,000 yards. You've had 40, 50, 60 touchdowns. The thing is, every year. But the last time we had a running back had 2,000 yards was Adrian Peterson, 10, 15 years ago. And they haven't had that many times in the history of the NFL.
Respect it.
So the thing is, he had a historic season. I don't see Aaron Rodgers having a historic season.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Since we doing that,
in a game that now is all about passing.
Hey, Justin, we playing the historic game, right? We go play. We go go to the History Channel. Why not go to the History Channel then, right?
All right.
How many 37-year-olds have had for the season that Rodgers has had? Name them. In the history of the NFL, name them at 37.
So now you're giving MVPs based on old age because they're in the nursing home. They
I'm giving MVPs off of performance and what they had during the season.
Now?
Wait a minute now. I'm giving MVPs off of performance and what they had in the season.
Hold on, we're talking about the top 5 running backs.
Oh, and by the way, Derrick Henry is number 1. I'm sorry, I don't want to turn this into an Aaron Rodgers, Derrick Henry thing. But Derrick Henry is number 1. Anybody who says Derrick Henry is not number 1 is crazy. How is Derrick Henry number 5? That bedazzles me. Who came up with this list? Dalvin Cook is too high. Dalvin Cook cannot stay healthy whatsoever. CMC is actually too high because he can't stay healthy. Your best ability is availability. Last I checked, Saquon Barkley, number 3, another one who ain't healthy, can't stay healthy. Kamara, number 4. Actually, if it wasn't for CMC and his 1,000 yards rushing and his 1,000 yards catching every season almost, I would say Kamara might be number 2 on this list, but I'm going to say he's number 3. It's Henry, CMC, Kamara, Cook, number 4.
I think he froze.
Did he froze up?
I think so. There he is.
Dre, you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
You froze up for a minute, but quick question: do you think Nick Chubb belongs in there?
Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We talking about a Cleveland organization who didn't even win a football game 4 years ago. We're talking about an offensive line who lost Joe Thomas and still.
Speaking of Nick Chubb, we will right now be talking about his teammate right now with our next topic. So with both of these guys due for a contract, look, Justin shaking his head. I know where he's going with this one. So which quarterback who's due for a big contract right now has the most pressure on them right now between Lamar Jackson or Baker Mayfield?
I feel like I need to put this up because no conversation with Baker Mayfield deserves a belt inside of it.
Listen, Justin, you got this one. I'll come behind you and rebut. This is funny.
There's 2 different kind of pressures as far as I'm concerned. I think Lamar Jackson's pressure is, hey, can he win the big game? He finally got his first playoff win this past year. Big shout out to him. That was huge for him. I think people are because he was the MVP. They want to see if he's that guy, if he can bring a championship to Baltimore. The thing is, his pressure is, can he make the next step? Baker Mayfield's pressure is if he doesn't perform this year, he may not have a job in the next couple of years. I don't see that happening with Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson's spot is pretty secure. I think as long as they stay relevant, they will stick with Lamar Jackson. I think Baker Mayfield, everybody who knows me knows that I'm not a Baker Mayfield fan. You can call him Money Mayfield all you want. I call him Pocket Change Mayfield. The thing is, I don't think if he doesn't perform this year and get them to the playoffs, I don't see them sticking with him for much longer. What you got, Andre?
Oh, I got. Hey, I was waiting for Keto. I thought Keto was gonna say, you know what?
You want to go or you want me to go?
You can go. I'll wait. I'll be last. I'll wait.
As far as the player that deserves the contract the most for their team,
no, the pressure.
Has the most pressure on their team right now. I'm gonna go with Lamar Jackson. The reason being why I said Lamar Jackson, because the scrutiny that this guy has been taking right now, it's crazy right now, man. The scrutiny that he's dealing with about, can this dude throw the ball? They question about his playoff record with that 1-3 playoff record, and with the weapons that's around Lamar Jackson right now, and I feel like with him, he has more pressure on him to take that next step, that next level, and I just feel like there's more pressure on him compared to Baker Mayfield.
What weapons are we talking about in Baltimore? Because I don't remember any wide receivers coming to Baltimore.
Hollywood Brown, Mark Andrews. Let's not be disrespectful now, man. Mark Andrews was a top 5 tight end, man. Let's not stop playing with him, man. They drafted Rashad Bateman in there also, so I think there's more pressure on Lamar right now, man. Just the type of quarterback, like to see if he has improved as a passer and if he could actually stay in the pocket and pass the ball. Is he going to be that Michael Vick that all he does is run? And we have yet to see if the dude could throw the ball, because defense of coordinators, they're going to test that dude, and they ain't scared. They're probably going to drop everybody back to see if Lamar could pass the ball. And with Baker Mayfield, I think he's succeeded expectations already, man. I mean, you look at his first 3 seasons. I like what Baker has done, man. They nearly beat the Kansas City Chiefs. If it wasn't for that Chad Henne guy over there that made that first down play. But I think Lamar has the most pressure on him.
So, listen, do not mind the fact that I'm super excited right now. I want to thank y'all, by the way, for letting me on, man. I am super excited. If I'm a little overexcited, it's because this is real sports talk, and I love it. I love sports talk, and I love the debates and everything. So I really get juiced up and revved up. I feel like we getting a dose of Keto's diet here. Keto been putting in where Keto, buddy. Keto been giving us Keto's diet this last week, man, for real. So I got more energy than a little bit right now. But as far as energy is concerned, I want to show y'all something real quick. Open up a bottle of ginger ale. You hear all the fizz, right? All the pressure, the fizz. Then open up cranberry juice. And that tells you the difference between Baker's pressure and Lamar's pressure, okay? I just want to put it out there. This is Baker. This is Lamar, okay? It's Lamar by far. By far. First of all, Lamar Jackson is the guy the NFL puts on cups the whole 9 yards. Out of college, he was that guy. They talked about him big, even though he went a late first round pick. And Baker, you know where Baker went, number 1. He's the guy. He's the guy over there who the NFL reveres. Now, Baker, on the other hand, Baker, you got to complete some passes on 3rd and 10 to make me believe you elite, first and foremost. That's number 1. He has a big, huge issue on 3rd and longs, completing passes, elite passes. So, I mean, you got Nick Chubb over there in your backfield. You got Kareem Hunt in your backfield. You got Lamar over here with Mark Ingram, but he done left. And you got J.K. Dobbins and all of them. We talk about weapons. I've heard this before, Justin, by the way. I've heard people say, who's Lamar's wide receiver? Well, here's what I'm going to say on that. Okay, you know what? That narrative only wears so long with me because as an organization, you've had plenty of opportunities to actually have a number 1. I mean, free agency, you let Julio just go right to Tennessee, the team that beat you in the playoffs. Did that not? I mean, come on, man. I mean, you got Hollywood. You got Hollywood Brown. Oh, I'm sorry. They went and got Dez Bryant. Did you like that move? I mean, Dez Bryant. They went and got Dez Bryant. They went and got Dez. Oh, I'm sorry, Keto. No, yeah. I'm sorry. We all go home. You're right. They did. They went home. They went home as soon as they came here to Buffalo. They went home because he ain't have a number 1 receiver, which they could have got. Sammy. That's right. They went and got Sammy Watkins too. Mr. Injury prone who couldn't stay healthy here in Buffalo. Right. Went and got Sammy Watkins. Yeah. Keep on coming home. Baltimore, you look like you can't pick a number 1 receiver. That's what it's looking like.
Oh, that's true.
You got Rashad Bateman, who's on the shelf too. Oh, that's funny. Hollywood Brown, Rashad Bateman, Sammy Watkins, all on the shelf already. You think you might have a problem picking wide receivers? I think so. Now, here's the thing. Lamar Jackson has not thrown for 3,200 yards in no season he's been an NFL quarterback. Now, folks will say, well, it's not his style. His style is the run. His style is run. His style is, Mark Andrews, hitting Mark Andrews. But we don't want to say that Lamar Jackson has a problem making the elite throws. Just say it, for crying out loud. When you come to the NFL, it is you got to put up, step up, or shut up. This is professional football. This ain't college. This ain't Louisville no more. You got to be multiverse in what you're doing. You can't run RPO for your whole entire life. It just doesn't happen. Greg Roman, I need you to get some more pages of your playbook, bro, because teams are going to pick up on that simplistic stuff, and Lamar Jackson is going to be the one looking like a major bust after 3-4 seasons if you don't get it together. If he with Rashad Bateman don't throw for 3,500 yards and this team goes to the playoffs and is one and done again, you can just imagine the scrutiny that's going to come to play with Lamar Jackson. As far as Baker's concerned, that's another story. Baker doesn't have that much pressure. Be honest with you. Baker really doesn't have all that pressure. It's either Baker you put up or next year we don't pay you. It's happened to plenty.
But the thing is, like, you talk about pressure when it comes to Lamar Jackson, is consistently being in the playoffs every single year, an MVP. The thing is, that's not good enough when you're competing against Patrick Mahomes every year.
So this is what I'll say. It's not like Lamar Jackson gonna lose his job or nothing.
Okay.
It's not like he's gonna.
Okay.
I mean, he plays in a division where 3 teams can make the playoffs every year now.
But Baker could.
Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore, right? 3 teams who can make the playoffs every year. Baker just doesn't have the pressure because Baker coming into the NFL and being those couple years that they were dismal doesn't have the spotlight. He ain't got the microscope, the spotlight on him like that. Yeah, he ain't got the spotlight on him like that. I mean, Lamar got the spotlight on him. And then on top of that, I don't want to go there, but if we have to, you can coin me on the show saying it. And a lot of people may get upset with me, but hey, the truth is the truth. you're not gonna tell me that the spotlight don't be more on a certain kind of quarterback than it does others. Don't get me started. Don't get me started because the truth that come up. Don't get me started. Don't do it. Listen, Ryan Leaf was revered. Washington State revered. One of the biggest busts. He got to walk away with what? Barely any scrutiny. They just said, hey, he's a bust. RG3, on the other hand, you never heard the end of RG3. People are like, RG3 can't play. Oh my God, he sucks. He's terrible. You heard all types of scrutiny about RG3.
I'm gonna correct you there. It's the type of quarterback, because when Tim Tebow played that type of quarterback, he got the scrutiny. He got the RG3 lesson.
Right, but Tim Tebow also was world renowned. Tim Tebow was world renowned, had the hype of the world on him coming out of Florida, being the guy, the Heisman guy, won national championships, this guy, blah, blah, blah. He had that aura. Now, majority of those type of quarterbacks.
And RG3 didn't? RG3 didn't?
RG3 to me didn't have the same hype as Tim Tebow. No. No. There's a different. There's apples.
Baker Mayfield. The reason why nobody looking at Baker Mayfield is because he plays for the Cleveland Browns. Where if you
again those seasons, right? Remember, this team had 0 wins 4 years ago.
You make it to the playoffs, you're a god. In Baltimore, where they actually win championships, they expect to win championships, and that's where the pressure is coming from.
And you know what? I will agree with that. They expect to win championships. They've won 2, right? They got 2 under their belt, right?
Recently.
So, of course. Okay, I respect it.
Let's move on over to the next topic. We're catching up on time right now, so
that's my really.
No, it's okay. So next topic we're gonna do just off the fly. From what you guys seen from this preseason so far, who you think, what rookie has impressed you guys the most?
I'm gonna say what the second string quarterback said to the person I'm talking about. Andre, you're gonna have a wonderful career, but it's my time right now.
Wow.
I knew it was coming. I knew it.
Wow.
Only the greats bear the name Justin, and that's Justin Fields. The guy I said at the draft was the second best quarterback coming into the draft. I thought they should have never looked at Trey Lance and those scrubs of quarterbacks that went above Justin Fields. Justin Fields is the best quarterback outside of Trevor Lawrence in this draft, and he's showing it in Chicago. Finally, Chicago has something to cheer about because they have gone through the gauntlet of terrible quarterbacks throughout years. I mean, when Jay Cutler is probably the best quarterback you've had in the last 30 years or 40 years, you've gone through some bad quarterbacks in your life. So finally, Chicago has something to cheer about. I'm happy for all the Bears fans out there. I think Justin Fields is, it's going to be the next Russell Wilson. So we'll see. What are you thinking, Andre?
You know what I'm thinking, Justin. Come on, man. You know where I'm about to go with this Justin Fields stuff, man. You know why they was looking at Trey Lance, man. They said, hey, hold on, timeline. Let me go back to the timeline. What Ohio State quarterback has been successful in the league? Let's see here. I'll let the time run out. I can't even think of one in the last.
What LSU quarterback has been successful, but yet they went Joe Burrow last year?
True that. But Ohio State has been known for being like definitely defaced when it comes to picking quarterbacks from Ohio State. You know it firsthand. They have been defaced totally. Like we're a little skeptic of Justin Fields. He comes from that OU that Buckeye stadium over there.
But the
Yeah,
coach
I don't know,
who
man.
had the number 1 pick in the whole draft was Ohio State coach. Just saying. Go ahead.
Just saying. I mean, but people have certain bias, and that's what they look at. They looked at that bias and was like, Justin Fields, we'll wait, we'll see. Okay, Chicago, you want him? Sure, go ahead. You can take him. You take that risk on him. I think it's Mac Jones. Return to the Mac. I don't even like the Patriots. I don't like the Patriots, but Mac Jones is already right. Hey, listen, you gotta be unbiased. I have to be unbiased. As much as I don't like Mac Jones, as much as I don't like the Patriots, he has already caused big talk in New England as far as, will Cam Newton be the starter? Well, I watched Cam Newton tonight against those Eagles, and it looked like Cam Newton wanted to play a little better because he might have something to say about that. But, I mean, Mac has been all right. Mac has been Mac. Return to the Mac, man. You got to give him his props.
Oh, Keo's going to like this. Go ahead, Keo.
I think the most impressive quarterback is clearly Justin Fields. I think Fields responded that game really great. You know, I think he opened the game with two 3-and-outs, and then he ended up finishing the night for 14-20, close to 150 yards passing, 1 rushing, 1 passing, and he drew a lot of praise from not just from the NFL fans, but social media. Also, he even got praises from LeBron James, man.
Oh my God!
Come on, man. When you get a praise,
You made me change my mind.
When you get some praise with somebody like King James, man, that must feel good for an NFL rookie, man. And obviously, he put his performance on the field, and he showed everybody that he is a future NFL quarterback and is ready to start, man. And I don't know what the hell Andy Dalton's talking about. Oh yeah, man. He's gonna have a great career, but my time is now.
He had a Rachel Nichols moment.
Oops. Yeah. Let's be clear. Everybody blew that up. But they were talking about Andy Dalton starting the next game in preseason, and he just referenced, "Hey, he's gonna have a fine career. Everybody's talking about him. But right now is my time." That's all. He was just talking about this game, but everybody blew it up and said, "Oh my God, Andy Dalton said this is his time." But so let's be fair to the Red Rifle.
You mean the red BB gun? You keep your eye out. Christmas Story, Andy Dalton, that guy.
Hey, that's Keo's boy.
Shoot your eye out.
Really quick, I know he's not a rookie, but one guy that did impress me, man. Now don't shoot me after I say his name. But I was really impressed by Jordan Love, man. He went 12 for 17, threw for 122 yards, including a 22-yard touch. But hey, man, it is against the Houston Texans, by the way, and they end up getting their ass whipped also in that game. I think that was the only touchdown they actually scored. He ended up getting injured later in that game. But it's good to see. I'm pretty sure Gutekunst and the management are happy to see Jordan Love finally play and actually make some solid throws. So, but I just feel bad for the guy in the situation that he's in right now. So, so that's just it for now. But all right, so let's move on over to our very next topic for tonight. And we are going to talk about some college football, man. So some college football for tonight. So the AP polls preseason rankings came out, and obviously we got Alabama ranked number one. Behind them, you got Oklahoma and Clemson. Now, do you guys have a problem with Alabama getting ranked number one in the country once again?
Hey, Justin, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Is Nick Saban still the coach?
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was about to ask, did I miss some news that Nick Saban wasn't a coach anymore?
Make it make sense. Really? That first of all, Alabama's so good that Oklahoma and them want to come over. That's how good Alabama is.
They see everybody else getting smashed, and they want some part of that also.
Yeah, they want some of the. They want some of the smoke too.
Wow.
Have fun with that. Have fun with that. You know those national titles those national title trips you was getting over there at the Pac-12 and all that, Big 10 and Big 12. Bye. Say la vie.
I think the biggest fight is going to be who's going to want to go to the East, because I think Oklahoma and Texas are going to fight to go to the East, to stay in the SEC East and not go to the West, because who they got to fight? Florida and Georgia. That's it.
They don't want
You get those
right. They do not want the smoke of Alabama, LSU. They don't want the smoke of those guys.
No. So, yeah, I mean, come on, man. Come on, Keo. This is not even a question that should be brought up on this show. Nick Saban is the coach of that team. As long as Nick Saban is still coaching in college football, they will be the preseason number one. It is pretty much like it shouldn't be a preseason poll. It should be like who's going to follow Alabama this year. Like that should be what it's called. Like who's number two, Right. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely.
As much as I want to make a case for Oklahoma, I can't, man. Sorry, man. I do like me some Spencer Rattler, with Lincoln Riley over there, but I just can't right now, man.
I picked him to be the Heisman winner last year, and I mean, it wasn't a very good pick, but I think this year he may actually get that Heisman.
Looks like Buck Flair agrees with us. And obviously we got some LSU haters also. Shout out to Marlo.
Shout out to my alma mater, UL Lafayette. For the first time in the history, they are preseason top 25. They're ranked at number 23. I know that's not great, but for a small school like UL Lafayette, that is huge. That is the first time in the history of our university. So shout out to the Raging Cajuns. Embrace the culture.
All right. So let's go to our very last topic for tonight. We got a huge boxing fight between Yordenis Ugas and Manny Pacquiao. It was originally supposed to be Errol Spence fighting in that matchup, but obviously he had an eye injury. So with this fight this weekend, man, how much are you guys entertained of watching this fight?
You notice I turned my head when you said that. I turned my head to the right. I did. I turned my head to the right, and the reason why I turned my head to the right is because Manny Pacquiao is still turning boxers' heads to the right, sir. I freaking respect Manny Pacquiao crazy. I'm going to tell you why. Manny Pacquiao said it don't matter who it is at my age right now fighting. I'll fight you. Period. That's better. I could say more for Manny than I could say for some other boxers who be sitting up here dipping and dodging like they Muhammad Ali on the ropes, rope-a-doping different doggone opponents here and there, left and right to try to save face.
I've seen a theme tonight. Andre loves old people.
I'm an old school guy, man. I'm an old school guy.
He is giving love to anyone who's old and performing decently. He is automatically giving them the great.
I got some respect.
Come on,
got some respect for the old school, man. Gotta give my tip my hat off to the old school, man. Gotta give it to him.
Justin, how entertained are you with this matchup?
I'm not, man. If this was 2005, I'd be looking for
Wow.
Manny Pacquiao fight. But these days, if you're not on YouTube, then you're not entertaining me and fighting.
Wow. Hey man, shout out to my guy Logan Paul, man. Shout out to Jake Paul, man. What's up?
Wait a minute, Justin, you entertained by Logan Paul?
No, I'm entertained by anybody who can whip his ass because that's what I'll pay to see. Just throwing it out there. I want to see anybody out there who can beat him because I can't stand the guy. I don't think he should be getting paid to box, but I'll pay to watch somebody whip his ass. I said it.
As far as this Pacquiao and Ugas fight, me as a boxing fan, I am entertained by it. Especially, Manny Pacquiao being from the Philippines, shout out to the Philippines. We got a lot of them over here in the Bay Area, and they like family to me. They're right close to us, man. So I'm definitely gonna support Manny Pacquiao. Me and my family, we're definitely gonna watch it. So obviously we're gonna be rooting for Manny though, man. So what's up, man? Let's go. I'm ready for this fight though, and like over here, they're excited about this fight, but like a regular sports fan, they're probably not going to be as excited as we are about this fight.
Yo, Keto, shout out to my man Justin Justin the Champ, man, over here hating on older folks, hating on the old school. This is what I got for him, man. That's what I got for you, man. I gotta give you the prices right, Fellhorn, man. Look, you look like you about to have salt in your beard, and you sitting up here. Listen, I'm using the shadow. Look, I'm using the shadow right now to hide my beard, my salt on my beard. You see the shadow? You see it? See the salt? Now you know. Come on, man.
All right, so it's time to wrap up tonight's show. Let's go to our shout outs, and let's start off with Dre with our shout outs.
Man, shout out to everybody who believe in positivity and having fun. This has been super exciting, man. I'm telling you right now, Keto, keep doing your thing. Justin, keep doing your thing. I'm super excited. Anytime y'all want me to come on, it's always, a fellowship, man. This ain't just a show. It's a fellowship when I get around good guys. All right. I'm having a lot of fun. You never know what you're doing for somebody. People take shows for granted, but you never know what you're doing for somebody with one of these shows.
Yeah. Shout out to Dre, man. Definitely enjoyed having you on. Hopefully, we could have you on more often. Shout out to you for having me on the Monday Night Madness. I'll definitely be on there every week, man. So
Justin, that's an invite to you too, sir.
Okay.
Listen, anytime. Y'all don't even need an invite, just tell me.
No, Justin wants to be on the trivia show.
Oh, that's coming up.
Yo, but shout out to you, Trey. Shout out to the whole Rise Up family, man. I definitely love what you guys do. You guys, you and your people always support the MBS show every time we do a show.
Always.
And then, and everybody to the Rise Up family, and make sure you guys go check out their shows also. And then shout out to my guy Justin, man. He's the reigning defending MBS champion in our fantasy football league. We got a draft this weekend.
How many young guys did you have on your team, Justin?
But yeah, shout out to Justin. Shout out to the whole MBS team. Make sure you go check out the Star and Cinema show with the True X Sports Junkie. But with that being said, I'm gonna let Justin close the show off.
All right, man. Shout out to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, man. Thank you, Dre, for coming on, man. We always love. We have special guests. We love the Rise Up Sports Network, man. They do a lot of great shows. For those, if you want to put the link on here after the show, man, put the link on, for your Facebook page. Y'all go check out their shows. They got lots of great content. Check out our shows. We got a lot of great content. We had 3 or 4 shows ourselves, starring Keo, True X Sports Junkie, Chris. The MBS show starring me. Just Justin the champ.
Put that belt up. We ain't talking about Andy Dalton no more. I mean, we ain't talking about none of them no more. Put that belt up one time.
The champ.
I joined official. I like that belt, man.
But yeah, man, thank you for coming on, man. It really was. It was great, man. Anytime you want to come on, man. And look, we always got a spot for you. If you want to do it every week, we're down for you. We love every time you come on, man. But yeah, hopefully we can go on y'all shows. We can go on y'all's. But yeah, thank y'all for everybody who viewed the show today. Please check us out next week. Once again, from Keo, Big Ron, Keo, not Keto, Keo,
yeah.
Andre, and Justin, the champ. Peace.
Wow.